For the past couple of videos, I've really wanted to finish up a drawing that I started a while ago, but I made another video instead where it was drawing plants. Didn't work out very well. I don't love it. It was just getting something done. It had a reference. It was, trying to fill that gap. I did it on an evening in between two busy days, and now instead I thought what I would do is just get something that's lying around, which is normally a box of tissues. And this is a full box of tissues, and I like taking out this insert here from the center because it's shaped. I quite like shaped things like that to make doodles with. It's fun. But the idea is that this box is grey. Does it look white there actually? Yeah, it does look white. It's grey. I'll show it clearly on a camera here and insert it. I like things like that because it's not white. Normally that means that you add white afterwards because you've got the mid-tone. I rarely do that. I just like grey to draw, and I think it's more restful on the eyes, and it just has a pleasant, inviting tone to it, which really just draws me to it. It's magnetised I am. I'm just attracted to something which is a bit softer than the brightness of a brilliant white. So that's what I'm going to do today. Empty this box like this. And there we are, that's the end of the box. So what I'm going to do now is take it apart and draw on the other side. Now, I didn't have anything in mind when it came to doing this drawing. I say this on almost every video, so if you're not used to my videos, this is for you, whereas if you've watched them before, it's the same as always. I don't have an idea beforehand. It's very rare anyway. If I have an idea, then I will explicitly say it right at the beginning that here's the idea, this is what I'm going to try and do, and see how it works out. But the plan normally is just to try and make a shape like this tissue box insert be this kind of masked off area where I draw inside of this oval, and then use another oval to try and draw outside of it. And I was going to try something else similar, but I'll try it on another video where I do a smaller gap between the two ovals. Anyway, it'll become more obvious later in the video, but at the moment it's turning out into look like one of the more mutation-based inspired videos that I've made before, just like the How to Draw Like Peter Draws video, when I just do things which look like they could be chicken legs, or I don't know, just kind of parts of bones or bodies or vines or something like that, where it's kind of lumpy and bumpy and textured, and then it's got a load of wiry stringy vines in between. That's basically my go-to for a lot of the drawing shapes that I do. And there are different types of doodles that I used to do more often, and I might return to some of the old techniques, because as much as I enjoy this, I want to vary it up a little bit, and it still remains the same style, so I don't see the harm in it. But for now, it's turned into this. And now onto the larger oval. So this oval is taken from another tissue box by another brand, and it's just a larger opening. So, you just get access to the tissues from a bigger oval, but it has some kind of plastic inserts anyway, so it doesn't make it any bigger a gap to get the tissues. That's not the important part. So, okay, you can see here my pen ran out. I tried a Pilot parallel pen, and that didn't work either, so I went on to the good old reliable Staedtler pigment liner 0.1, and that's what's going to complete the drawing. I started off with what is it actually? Yeah, I'm not sure what I started off with. Another pen, which is now in the bin because it's gone. So sad to lose that. I can't remember where I got it from, because I certainly didn't buy it. I think somebody just gifted it to me, and it became something which I treasured because I do like thick, dark blacks, and I'm sure it was some sort of a Japanese pen. And now I'm onto the Staedtler pen, which is a great German brand of fine liner, and I really enjoy it, so it is doing the job very well, and it's still quite a black ink. The reason I say that is because I did used to use the Uni pen fine liners, but their ink, well, I mean I still do sometimes, but their ink isn't as black as I like it. I found that the Faber-Castell was really black ink, and seeing as how I like non-white surfaces, I like quite black inks. It's just something about the binary of the surface colour and then the black ink is appealing to me, and when it comes to something like this, it gives it a bit of ominous depth, and I quite like that. So charging ahead with this, it's the idea is to have that strange force field looking thing. I think somebody described one of these pictures that I did years ago as the Eye of Sauron, and I can see why, because obviously if it were vertical then it would look like that kind of, except for my mutation description inside, instead of it being something more fiery. I think it was something which I'd drawn was not quite as organic looking inside, or I suppose fires are organic. I don't know, fill in the blank. I'd done something which filled in the blank. And it's a bit trickier doing this outside part than it was doing the inside vines, because I'm trying to connect them and make them make sense in between each other, and yet not add things unnecessarily. I'm trying to add things that seem like they've come from the centre, and yet the centre, it's all dense because it's all packed together in a small space, and on the outside ring it's bursted out and it's got a little bit more breathing space, and you're seeing where all the vines go and connect to and swirl out around. And that was the idea, even though they don't necessarily connect, even the bigger shapes don't consciously connect to the inside shapes, because I couldn't see them because of the ovals that I was using to cover that space. So I couldn't actually map out, this was here, therefore I'll draw it connecting. I'm sure there's a way to do that. I just didn't for this. I think the way to do that actually would be to have the smaller oval laid on top of the larger oval, and then when I drew from the larger oval onto this surface, it would have made sense. Anyway, that's what I've done. This is what the image looks like. I quite like it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I promise you the video which I've been talking about for the last 2 videos is coming soon. The one where I've put a lot more effort into it and it's taking longer, that'll be coming next week. I'll get it all finished. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I quite like these types of drawings, and I'll see you in the next one.